Hey everyone, this is Paulo from the MB Academy, and today we have a very special video. Today we're going to be learning how to make sound design in the style of labels like Sofa Sounds Bristol or Dispatch Recordings from nothing else than a preset pack made by Molecular. So here I have a few of the sounds. Let me just play what I have. And what we're gonna do is we're gonna fill the empty spots like this and this with our own new bases from the sounds that we have right now. And we're gonna be doing that by practicing two of the best things that you can do with this preset pack. But before you get started, if you wanna get the pack, you can get on our website. It contains over 100 presets. So if you wanna get the pack, the link is in the description below. So let's get started with the video and let's test this pack. So all of the sounds are really nice. And one of the greatest things is that you can learn how to make this style of drum and bass by taking a look at how the presets work on the inside. So for example, this sound, let's just open it. Let me just duplicate this patch so I don't lose it. Now let me show you how to deconstruct a patch in the best possible way. So the first thing to do is to go into the effects, organize them, and turn them off one by one. So start with the chorus, then distortion, then EQ, then the filter. Okay, and then let's go back into the oscillator tab and we're gonna turn off every oscillator one by one and see how it changes the patch. So let's turn off the sub, the noise, okay, and then let's turn off B, and I don't think we need to turn off B. Once we have this, let's start building the patch. So we're going to bypass all of the modulations this way, and then let's turn on B, and then let's see what type of modulations are contained in these two oscillators. So let's take a look at A first. So if we scroll through the LFOs, we could discover that there's a modulation here in the FM from B, and there's also a different octave on B, but B is all the way down. So let's just activate this modulation, and we can see that the FM is what gives us these tones. But now let's try this without the octave. Okay, so the octave on 3 and the FM is what gives us the tone. Now let's see what modulations are on B. So here on B, we can see that there's FM from the sub, but the sub is not on. So let's activate it, and then let's turn on the sub. Okay, so we can see that this modulation actually isn't really used in the patch, but we just learned a technique that if we want to introduce a bit more of movement in terms of harmonics, we can use FM from the sub on an oscillator that is already FMing something else, which is dope. Then let's turn on the noise. Let's see if there's a modulation on the noise. Yes, it is. So it's the same modulation as on the FM. So basically, both the new harmonics and the noise to fill the top end are getting fed in by this LFO through this noise. We can also see that there's a pitch change in the noise, which is cool. It moves the noise towards the highs a bit more and less mids. Just cool. Then I don't think we have any filtering. Okay. Then let's see what's happening on the effects. Okay, so this reverb filter looks like it distorts the sound a little bit. Let's mix it all the way up. Okay, so this reverb filter can be added to add that distorted dirtiness into the sound, and it was mixed down. Like this. And I remember that this LFO was a bit more like this. Nice. Okay, then we have an EQ. not doing too much. Then we have distortion, and we have modulation on the distortion. So it is being modulated by this LFO too. So let's just activate it. And this just adds a bit more dynamics to the sound, which is cool. Then of course, to widen up the sound a little bit more. So that's it. That's how this patch works. We can also see that this LFO is supporting these two movements, the FM and the noise. So this is an extra accent. This is really nice. So maybe we can change the rate on this. That's super nice. Okay, so as you can see, this patch works a lot by modulating noise and FM layer that is very creative, and it's only using sine waves running through a lot of distortion to get the most out of the harmonics generated. Cool, so now let's just take a look at another sound. For example, this one. Or let's see. This one's nice. So we can see this the same principle. There's noise, there's FM. Now let's figure out where are all of these harmonics coming. Maybe the FM? Yes, it's the FM because we have almost the same type of processing. Let's see what the distortion does. So this is a different distortion from tube. Okay, so stomp box is a really nice distortion. There's not a lot that changes. Let's try to make a different shape. Nice. So we're learning this style of bass through deconstructing the patches. Let's see if we can find a different bass. A different style of bass. This one's nice. Oh, this is nice. Oh, this is super nice. Okay, let's see what's happening here. Let's go to the effects. Okay, distortion is doing a lot. Okay, nice. Let's go into the oscillator tab, deactivate the filter, B, the noise, and the sub. Now there's no modulations on A. The only thing we have is a very high sine wave. Then here on B, we have FM from A. Very weird. Then we have a bandpass filter. Okay, then we have noise. Then we have the sub. So this is very similar to what we see on other YouTube videos here in the channel. Having a high FM layer with a sub and noise and then running all of that through distortion. Yeah, now let's change the filter. Okay, yeah, the filter does a lot. Then hyper to make it wider. Flanger. Now this flanger is really interesting. Let's see, we can make it slower. Nice, so this flanger can add really nice movements into the bass. Let's see what happens if we experiment with the depth. That's super nice. Maybe this principle could be used to make reed basses. That's dope. Let's see what happens if we boost the feed. Okay. It's better without the feedback, but the feedback could be interesting. Let's see what happens when we change the phase. Not too much. Obviously the mix. So we're learning a lot of cool techniques for sound design, like this flanger technique that could be used for reed basses, for example. through this serum patches, which is awesome. Okay, so now let's put all of this into practice and let's create a new base for here and for here. So, one. I'm thinking a boom, and then another boom, and then boom. That's what I think my little sketch here should have. So let's add a new serum. Copy this one here. As you can see, these bases have little to no processing. So that's insane. That's super cool. Let me just copy the immediate right here. And now let's get into serum. So let's just init this patch. And let's go for just sine waves. Sure, that sine wave will work. Then the sub and noise. And so we need to create a cool movement with this. So the first thing was running a fem. So let's just add a fem. And then we needed to boost this one 3 octaves up. And then maybe we can modulate the level of this. Just like that. Then we need to bring the level of oscillator B down. And just like we saw on the other patch, maybe we can use a filter, for example, like a bandpass, like this, to create a Foreman movement. Like this. Maybe we can bring this 2 octaves down and 7 semitones up, or 10. That should be nice. Then let's use the same LFO to modulate the noise. And maybe we can pitch this down. Like that, something like that. Let's run everything through distortion. And let's experiment with the filter. With the octaves. Okay, let's run a different LFO into the FM. Like this. Okay, that should be nice. Then let's add the hyper and chorus. Nice. Let's add the flanger trick. Let's bring the rate to the BPM, like sync to the BPM. Nice. And then let's add an EQ. And here we have a fairly decent bass, actually. Maybe we can introduce a new movement here on B. For example, we can sync this. And I really like this bass. Just by applying the principles from the other presets. So let's try this in the arrangement. I think it's too high. Let's bring the sync down. Ooh, that sounds super nice. Let's try to apply a different movement. Oh, that's nice. Maybe let's implement a little pitchman there. Actually, I had some pitchman automation. Let's do something like this. Or maybe from high to low. And then let's duplicate this patch. Let's put it here. And then let's go from down to up. And then let's create a different texture on this one. Let's add the sync. That should be really nice. I think it's too high. Let's bring this down. That sounds really nice. And now let's take a look at the last space, which was to fill this space. So let's take this space and duplicate it and put it there. And here I want kind of a reverse effect, like mwah. So maybe this is gonna be all silence, and it's just gonna go up like this, just like that. So I want it to be like one, something like that. Let's change tonality. Bring this down or higher. Sounds interesting. Let's see. Ooh, that's nice. That's a really groovy movement. Let's deactivate the flanger because we kind of want to make this a bit different than the other bass, so it doesn't feel like it's the same one. So maybe let's also change the waveform and the filter and the octave. That sounds nice. Let's bring this down. And then let's do a different Pitchman. Okay, so let's listen to this. That's really nice. And we just did that really fast because we took a look at how the presets of this pack work and we learned the techniques, and now we are sounding like it, which is awesome. So now it's all about having fun. It's all about not worrying about like, oh, what type of sound should I put next? It's now like, okay, where do I want a sound and in which style, and like what are the techniques at my disposal that I can use. And not only that, but if you hit a writer's block, you can just change this patch, for example, for a different one. So if we go to the pack, I can say, okay, maybe this bass work. Oof. Let's fade it in. Just like that. Oh, that one's nice. Nice. And then if you don't like how this bass sounds, you don't have to rely on like, oh, do I need to find the perfect preset or what? You can just change it. For example, the octave here. There you go. And maybe add the flanger technique. Let's see. Maybe add the reverb filter that we saw to make it sound different. Map a cutoff, map another phone to the cutoff. Mix it. And there you go. Now I have a new texture. It sounds really nice. And then maybe in the middle of the drop, you're like, I want something new here. So you will just simply get a new serum there, add a note, and then try a different bass. And then shape the sounds with the techniques you learn. Nice. Let's make this faster. Oof, okay. Nice. So as you can see, having this pack will just unlock a world of possibilities for tracks in this style, which is awesome. So that's gonna be it for this video. Once again, if you wanna get this pack, the link is in the description below. It contains over 100 presets for Expert Serum. It also contains the drum samples used in this video. And so yeah, that's gonna be it for the video. Thank you for watching. Hope you have a nice day, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye bye.